Hello everyone and welcome to SUNUP. I'm Lyndall Stout. We join you today from the brand new Charles and Linda Klein Equine Teaching Center, where crews are putting the finishing touches and the final polish on the construction project. And today the whole team is here. We have Melanie, Dave, and Kristen. And for us, really, this is kind of our favorite time of year where we take a few minutes to look back at some of our favorite stories, our favorite road trip of the year. And today, let's do that. Let's start with the County Fair series, which I think we all really enjoyed. We got to meet some new people and new friends and really get kind of a slice of life of Oklahoma. And Melanie, for you especially, being from out of state, this was a really rewarding experience.
Right, it was really neat. And so I'm from Delaware. We have 3 counties in Delaware, so we don't have county fairs. So it was really interesting for me to travel across Oklahoma and see what county fairs are really like in Oklahoma and kind of compare it to our state fair back home.
And as you saw, Kristen, based on your experience, there's a little more going on than maybe a lot of people know about.
Yeah, I showed pigs in 4-H, so that's all I did pretty much. And so to see the projects and all the kids, there's a lot more to county fairs besides pigs, cows, and lambs.
Exactly. And Dave, that's part of the reason why you kind of spearheaded all of this to begin with?
Yeah, for so many years we've always heard about the county fairs going on, and we never really went out and saw them. So we picked 5 or 6 county fairs across the state, and we said, let's do the show from there. And one of my favorite ones was kind of a side trip on it. We went to the Grady County Fair and learned about Kids Day and saw how involved the community gets with educating their youth about agriculture and what the county has to offer.
Well, this is our fun day here at the Grady County Fair. Of course, it's a centennial fair here in 2015, and we have 500 second and third graders from all over our county.
We started at 9 o'clock and we'll be finished around 2 o'clock.
We get to spend some time here at Grady County letting those kids know, hey, here's where milk comes from, here's how food's produced, and here's your local sheriff, here's how they make goat's milk and how they make soap and so on. So there's so many different areas that we get to that maybe they'd never get exposed in their classrooms.
With over 500 students from across Grady County converging on the Grady County Fairgrounds, it takes a small army of volunteers to make this event happen.
The volunteers love it because they have an audience that's eager to learn, and they know they have something to share.
With our program, we teach electrical safety. We teach young elementary school kids to use electricity wisely. Electricity is surrounding us every day, and sometimes we take it for granted and we forget just how dangerous it is.
When you only have 15 minutes, you need a little help to get your point across, especially when you're talking with second and third graders.
It shows how you don't actually have to touch a line in order for the electricity to jump over to you. And we put Hot Dog Harry on here, and we catch him on fire. The kids love it, and that makes it a good safety demonstration.
Not only did the students learn about electrical safety, they rotated through a total of 10 stations dealing with nutrition.
You're supposed to eat at least 5 fruits and vegetables every day.
Fire safety.
You're not going to rush. You're not going to get ready.
And even climbing safety.
It's been overwhelmingly supportive. When we tell them that we have 500 students coming through, they can't wait to get here to present their program to that many students in that short a period of time.
Well, this is the time in their life they're so impressionable.
Don't eat a lot of candy. Because it has a lot of sugars and might get in the middle of your teeth.
And then that could cause cavities later.
Mm-hmm. And as we get that time to actually put that positive impression out there to totally really understand not only agriculture but the people that they deal with within their county and within our state.
The kids are very excited to be here. We couldn't be more pleased.
Hi. I'm Tom Coon, Vice President, Dean, and Director of the Division of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources at Oklahoma State University. This is a great time of year for us to pause and reflect about all that's transpired over the past year, and also to look forward to the opportunities and challenges that may lay ahead for us in the new year. It's been a great year for us at Oklahoma State. In our college, we've reached the highest undergraduate enrollment that we've ever had. More than 500 freshmen came to join us this year. They and their parents have seen the value of an education in the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, and we're greatly appreciative of their investment of trust in what we do. We've also celebrated our benefactors and some of the tremendous gifts that they've provided for us this year. In the next week, we'll be accepting the keys for the new Charles and Linda Klein Equine Teaching Center, and we're very excited about that. A few weeks ago, we celebrated with Larry and Kayleen Ferguson the announcement of the new construction that will be going on at our dairy facility, the Ferguson Family Dairy Center. Those are great accomplishments for us, and we would only be able to accomplish those with the great work of the people here at Oklahoma State. We've also suffered some setbacks and some tragedies this year at Oklahoma State, and it reminds us of how fragile life can be and how special it is to have the relationships that we do with the people at Oklahoma State and the people that we serve. As we take this time to reflect, it's also encouraging to look forward and think about the kinds of things that we'll be able to accomplish in the year ahead, the things that we'll celebrate, and the way that we'll persevere through the setbacks that we may face in the new year. The thing that comes through from all of this, the common denominator among it all, is the people. They are who make Oklahoma State University special. They are the people who make our land-grant mission special. And it's only because we have the people of Oklahoma to serve that we can fulfill that mission. So as we pause and reflect on the past and look forward to the future, it's a great pleasure and honor to think about the many ways that we'll be able to realize our land-grant mission in the new year. Thank you for all of your support, and please work with us as we accomplish these great new things in the new year.
We've got 850 kids from around the state, all of our 4-H members, 14 years and older, and we're just here for a great time of learning and workshops and education and competitions and just great friendships.
The people and friends that I've met throughout 4-H, it's some of my best friends without a doubt, and the people who have affected my life the most have been through 4-H.
Oklahoma 4-H Roundup gives 4-Hers chances to experience once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, one of which is distracted driving safely.
It was very hard to do because, it's just, you can't see really where the cones are. You're seeing double. Everything's off from where they would normally be. Drinking and driving is harmful to the people around you and you as your person because it can cause death to many people or just yourself.
Without a doubt, workshops such as these, it's just helped me go out to our farm because we plant a lot of no-till wheat and things like that for the cattle, and it helped me to look at the land in a different perspective, and really see what it is and where the soil is and what grows, better in different places.
4-H is more than learning skills to use on the farm. It's also about discovering passions with new friends.
The stories that people tell of Roundup and the friendships that have made that have lasted for lifetimes. So yeah, we're really excited that these kids have the opportunity to meet kids from all around the state that have the same passions and excitement and goals and interests that they do, and to form those friendships and bonds.
It's a little something different. You can get out, and it's away from school, and you can get out and meet different people from different places, and that's the best thing about it. Getting out in your comfort zone every now and then is never going to hurt you.
For us, taking part in Roundup every summer is really a lot of fun, but this past summer there were a lot of logistics involved in getting all the shots that you guys got. Talk about that.
So I think it was a Wednesday that we went and shot Roundup, and this was my first time, and so there are a lot of things going on, and so we wanted to be able to kind of showcase a big overview of what was happening. So Dave and I actually split up, and I went to one of the DUI workshops and got some video of the students who are participating, driving a little go-kart with the goggles on that made them, their blood alcohol content was high enough that it would be like driving drunk, and so that was really interesting to watch them go through that and to get some neat shots.
And I actually came out here to the animal science arena and went through a horse workshop and everything. And then after that, we teamed up again and then shot the soil conservation workshop.
Another highlight of the summer, of course, was the wheat tour. And this was sort of a new concept. We talked about it for several years, and this year you guys finally hit the road.
We started out north of Alva, and we got there, oh gosh, I think at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we just started there and drove south to Frederick. I mean, we actually broke it up into 2 days, but we were able to see the maturity of a wheat crop from, you know, where it's still green up in northern Oklahoma to where the combines were waiting to get into the field down in Tillman County, but they couldn't because it was too wet.
That surprised me too. I just, as a layperson, not knowing anything about wheat, to come in and realize that you have to actually wait for the right conditions to harvest the wheat. You can't just go in there and get it.
Right.
That was interesting to me.
I really enjoyed just being able to see a portion of western Oklahoma and to travel the state and meet new people. And I learned that you should always bring your bug spray on these shoots and sunscreen, and it was really hot.
Howdy, Jared.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay, and you?
Good.
Well, show us your wheat crop north of Alva.
Well, this is one of my fields. This is the only one I have along 281. That's why I'm showing you it. Not my best field to show you, but that's what we got.
And it's a little thin in the edge, but that's just because of the soil.
Oh yeah, yeah, a little sandy around the edge and a couple spots in the bottom. But I mean, if you just look right out there, another 30 feet, it sure looks a whole lot better.
What's the crop been like in 2015?
A whole lot better than in 13 and 14. This rain the last month has sure spurred this crop on. I think we have the potential to have a whole lot better crop than what we've had the last 2 years. Tell you what, my berries the last few years have been pretty shriveled up, low test weight, and these berries are looking pretty plump and big right now.
Well, Rick, let's go ahead and take a look at the wheat. How's it looking for you?
It's looking pretty good. It has had plenty of moisture, obviously, but we were so rough, you know, maybe a month ago that a lot of it was burning up, and now you see a lot of it resuckering, and we really don't know what we're gonna have until we actually get in it. It looks pretty good, so much better than we had last year.
Yeah. Well, 2014 was a rough year for a lot of wheat producers. What was your average bushel last year?
Probably in the 12 to 15 range. Maybe good fields at 17 or so, and then bad fields at maybe in the single digits. It was pretty rough.
What are you hoping to get off your fields this year?
We're thinking maybe anywhere from 20 to maybe as much as 35 or so.
And what is left of an icy spring? Ice that fell from the sky as hail.
Well, I believe it started down around Lake Altus Lugert and went to the north and the east, cut a swath 6 to 8 miles wide, probably all the way over into the Godebo, Carnegie area of northeast Kiowa County and into Grady County, I think. It's been estimated that swath could have been in the range, if they figured it as an average wheat crop, a little over 1 million bushels lost to production.
What's your projection on this field here?
Well, our county average is 29, and before all the rain, we were expecting above average.
Right.
I think we've changed our sights a little bit, and if we make average, I think we'll be lucky. So I'm thinking 25 to 30 probably on this field.
We've talked before here on the Cow-Calf Corner about the management practice of changing when we feed the cows in order to influence when those cows calve. In other words, the old data that we've looked at coming from Iowa, some from actually Canada, has indicated that if we feed the cows later in the day, that we'd have a higher percentage of the cows calve during the daytime hours. That data has always been 30 and 40 years old. But now there's more recent research information coming from Idaho and from Kansas, looking at that very management practice in more detail. What they did with the Idaho cows was to feed all of them in the morning hours. And they've got several years of data combined. As you look at this particular chart, you can see the calving pattern that they established was one where it just didn't seem to have much effect. About as many calves coming in the nighttime hours as calves coming in daylight. Now, when we take a look at what happened in Kansas, when they fed their forage sorghum hay at about dusk, then the influence of when those cows calved is rather dramatic. and you can see that a very high percentage of those cows were calving between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. In fact, in this study, it was about 85%. Now, certainly that means that we're not totally excused from getting up and checking first calf heifers in the middle of the night, in the middle of the winter, because we'll still have a few that just won't fit that pattern. But certainly, if we have a higher percentage of cows calving in daylight hours, we've got a better chance to be there and provide assistance if necessary. The calf is born when there's going to be some sunlight to provide some warming and less chance of hypothermia having an adverse effect on both the cow and the calf. So this year, as you're going into the spring calving season, consider, if you can, changing the feeding pattern to where the cows are fed very, very late in the day. I think you'll have a higher percentage of calves coming when you have a chance to be there and provide help if it's necessary. There is a link on the SUNUP website to the research studies that I'm referencing. Just go to sunup.okstate.edu, look under show links, and take a look at that for yourself and see if it doesn't convince you to this year try to change that feeding pattern to where it's happening later in the day. Hey, we look forward to visiting with you again next week on SUNUP's Cow-Calf Corner.
This project is a National Science Foundation funded what's called a research experience for undergrads, or it's commonly referred to as an REU experience. And this is actually our first year. So we received the grant and then had our first round of applicants, and we selected basically 7 undergrads from across the United States.
I go to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Illinois Wesleyan University. Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts.
University of Puget Sound in Tacoma, Washington.
Iowa State University.
The University of Connecticut.
Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
The 7 undergrads spent 10 weeks in Oklahoma, focusing on stream restoration.
So my project is assessing the overall stability of the restored stream here at Cow Creek. Sediment moving through the stream may drop out at certain points, or it may be picked up at certain points. And so sometimes we have what we call an unstable stream, where the banks are very cut to steep angles and can pose risk just for falling down them, or you can have your land being eaten away by an unstable stream.
I put some metal stakes in the ground, and well, actually in the water they were floating, and I attached a bunch of electrodes to the stakes, and basically this machine measured the resistivity at all of those points.
You don't think about Oklahoma a lot. A lot of students won't think about Oklahoma as maybe a place for stream restoration or a place where they want to come to do water and environmental research. But Oklahoma is a great place to do water-related research because it is such a diverse state.
This has been an extremely multifaceted experience for me. Coming here and getting the access to work with professors so closely and have them really give you their attention is something that you rarely find, even at some smaller schools. To get that level of investment is just amazing. On the other side of it, I've had just a fantastic time with the people that I've met here. We had such a tight crew, the mentors and the students alike, and have gotten to do so many fun things. I think the balance of that really focused scientific work with that just great social summer fun experience would definitely be a reason I'd recommend this program.
So this has been amazing because I'm just used to doing physics, doing math, some lab stuff, but all inside, no field work. So this is really turning it all around.
I think the field component of education is really important. I think it's really cool to get the opportunity to not just, see diagrams on a chalkboard and sort of think about how systems are working, but come out into the environment and see how all of the environmental conditions around us interplay to create the relationships that we call science.
The REU students also took time to show select Oklahoma high school students how the applied sciences that they're working on in this stream can actually be fun.
Well, see, in the book you just see pictures. You don't actually get to feel them or anything. It's just pages. But like in real life you get to touch them and like you get to see how they feel, and it's just way cooler. I had lots of fun. I met tons of new people and I got to come to OSU, and play in water.
It's really just about giving them those opportunities to not only interact with these guys as undergraduates, somebody that's a few years advanced from them. They can ask those questions about college and those type of things, but then just the opportunity to put a pair of waders on and get in the creek and run some piece of equipment that maybe they don't even know what it really does, but at the same time, it's something they're not going to forget.
I would say science is cool because it's a way of understanding your surroundings. Like, I love to be able to go outside and know what trees are and know what birds I'm listening to. I really think that those are kind of important things that a lot of people just like shrug off as part of the greater environmental sphere, but I think we live in the environment, so we need to understand it more. So I think the research aspect of that scientific process is equally as important. So yeah, I would say science is pretty cool.
One of the great things about OSU is pairing young people with some of the most brilliant minds in the world, I would say, and you got to see that firsthand this summer.
Right, so with the REU Stream Team, there were a group of college students that came in from different colleges and universities all across the country, and they spent their summer here in Stillwater working on research with water and stream restoration, and so we got to meet them, and then they hosted a learning day where they had a STEM camp come out, and they got to show them the research that they were doing, and the students were able to use the tools that they had been using all summer.
And one of my favorite things about it was when I do stand-ups, I love to get, where the action is. Well, I climbed down the side of this stream bank through Cow Creek, and I'm getting down there, and the whole time I'm trying to avoid poison ivy, and I thought I was, doing it by myself, but Melanie decided she wanted to roll video on that, and I'm forever thankful for that.
You're welcome.
Well done, Melanie. Well done.
Speaking of comic relief, the two of you got to meet with some YouTube sensation, the Peterson brothers. Talk about that experience.
So we met Greg Peterson, and he's part of the Peterson brothers, and they have a channel on YouTube where they do parody videos about agriculture. And it was interesting to see them take a subject like agriculture and translate it into something that is fun and exciting to watch.
Which is key to relating to younger audiences, don't you think, Melanie?
Exactly, and so Greg Peterson actually came out to a 4-H camp, and so that's where we were able to talk to him, and then he kind of shared his message with the 4-Hers, and he played some of their videos, and it was really neat to see the kids singing along and dancing and really getting into it, and so it showed that their parody videos are really effective, and it's really important to advocate for ag.
So my brothers and I, what we do is we make YouTube videos, and we started that about 3 years ago, almost to the day. It was June 2012. We made our first music video and posted it to YouTube, and our goal was just to impact, to have a video to show our family and friends so they could see what we do on our farm. But once we were finished with the video, we knew it was better than we'd originally intended, and we knew it had a chance to go farther, and it ended up getting 5 million views in 1 week. And from then on, we've just used that platform to continue make videos, and also to have other social media efforts where we try to advocate for agriculture and show people what family farmers are really like.
Well, I've been watching him on YouTube do his advocacy for farming, and was interested in that. And when we picked the theme of All About That Farm, I thought it kind of fit together as an overall how they're getting it out to the world and showing everybody, young, old, city, rural, about farming and how we get our food.
Because 4-Hers, they all come from all walks of life. They don't all come here in agriculture. They have Lego robotics and other projects they work in, and so this way they can learn about agriculture and that their food just doesn't come from the grocery market, and they can learn about the hard work put into it.
My favorite part is probably things like this, speaking to youth, talking to kids, and having an impact on the next generation. One of the reasons that we do our videos is to help educate people, but another reason we do it is just to hopefully inspire people, young and old, to have a passion for farming and to want to be on the farm.
We hope you've enjoyed our favorite stories of the year. And as we leave today, we want to give our end of the year gift to you, which is the annual SUNUP Outtakes. So enjoy and have a wonderful holiday season. We'll see you next time at SUNUP.
3, 2, 1 of many takes.
In 3.
Hey guys, find Aaron and go take your quiz.
But find Aaron first. Okay. Good. They know how to do this.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my.
I didn't even think about that.
Is that your mom voice too?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I hope that you're rolling just so that we have this for insurance reasons.
Of course I am.
Of course I am. Well done, Melanie. Well done. Of course I am.
Although I wasn't exactly thinking insurance reasons. It was more of a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
I had to cough in your ear once.
That's okay.
Otherwise it wouldn't be a complete.
Yeah, there you go.
Deal. Alrighty.
And if you have any questions about anything that's going up my nose.
So that's what we need to look forward to. Puppy dog.
Hi there, Sparky. I guess.
I was like, Melody, quit panting.
Is there something in France?
Yeah.
See? Well, you're in the TV box.
Yeah. So keep it in the strike zone.
Well, Randy, tell us about how the cotton crop is working out this year. I should write it out. Okay. You know, get that shoulder. Yeah.
Just like Rocky or Sylvester Stallone in Over the Top. You drive a truck and do the weights.
Of course, I'm not as certain about that with Bloomberg's numbers. Hello. Johnny. Huh. Oh, I can push this, can't I?
You are rolling. So someone say something. SUNUP's Melanie Jackson tells us why in 2015 they are building a legacy. It's gonna have to do.
We're here with Daryl Peel.
Well, we crossed that $5 threshold on the wheat price, Kim. Let's talk about that. So then why?
Your pictures like.
Oh yeah. When county fair season rolls around, there's three things that you can count on every year: livestock, beautiful quilts, and lots of great food. And remember, Oklahoma agriculture starts at hashtag, because I messed up.
From Pahaska. like Ben Johnson.
sunup.okstate.edu. And while you're there, check out our social media. I forgot what I'm supposed to say next, so SUNUP. Merry Christmas from Dave Deacon.